Hello students, welcome to your fourth class of double dimension array. In your last class you got these two programs to solve and I hope you have done the programs. Now I will solve the programs explaining the logics and steps. So sit with your copy where you have solved the programs and check whether your programs are correct or not. So let's start. First program was write a program to create a double dimension array with 3 into 3 matrix and find the sum of left diagonal elements and right diagonal elements separately. So we have to create a double dimension array with 3 into 3 matrix. First we will write one comment line, program to find the sum of left and right diagonal elements. Then class, my class, public, static void main string args. At first we will create one double dimension array with 3 rows and 3 columns. So int tda equal to new int 3 rows 3 columns. This statement will create one blank double dimension array with 3 rows and 3 columns. Now we have to accept number for this double dimension array. So how we will take input during execution? So let me import scanner class, import java.util.scanner. Here we will create one scanner class object. Scanner sc equal to new scanner system.in. Ask user to enter 9 numbers. System.out.println enter 9 numbers. So user will enter 9 numbers and we will store these 9 numbers in 3 rows. So let me declare one I and j variable for row index and column index respectively, I comma j. So no need to declare this variable inside the loop. I equal to 0, I less than 3, I plus plus for row index. Now inside that for column index another for loop, j equal to 0, j less than 3, j plus plus. Then access the elements bda I j equal to input scanner object dot next int input over. So here array got populated. Now we will find out the sum of left diagonal elements and right diagonal elements. So for that we need to declare two sum variable, one for left diagonal sum ls and another for right diagonal sum rs, and these sum variables need to be initialized by 0 as I have done here. Now again we have to make the for loop to get the elements. So let me copy this code here. We will not waste time to rewrite the code again. Now inside this column loop we have to find out the left diagonal elements and right diagonal elements. Now how to find out left diagonal elements? So you do one thing, pause this video and draw a 3 into 3 double dimension array in your copy and write down the index number of all the rows and columns. Now here you will notice the left diagonal elements holding the same row index and column index for each element. At the upper left corner, the first left diagonal elements, which is the first element of this double dimension array, is having row index 0 and column index is also 0. Then the middle element, which is the second left diagonal element, is having row index 1 and column index 1. And then the last left diagonal elements, which is at the lower right corner of your matrix, is the intersection of third row and third column. Means it's having row index 2 as well as column index 2. That means to find out the left diagonal elements, we have to check whether row index and column index same or not. So if I is equal to j, means row index is same as column index, then by this I and j index we will get the element which is left diagonal element. So we have to add that left diagonal elements to this ls variable, because ls variable I have declared to calculate and store the sum of the left diagonal elements. ls plus equal to dda, which is our array I j. And then how to find out the right diagonal elements? See in your double dimension array which you have drawn in your copy, where all the right diagonal elements having row index and column index whose sum gives the last index of double dimension array. And our double dimension array is a square array, that's why the last row index and last column index are same. So here I am writing if row index plus column index gives the last index, that is 2, then with this I and j we will get the element, that is the right diagonal elements. So that right diagonal elements we have to add to this rs variable, because rs variable I have declared to calculate and store the sum of the right diagonal elements. dda ij over, close this inner loop, then after that close this outer loop. Now we can do one thing. When we are calculating the sum of left diagonal elements and right diagonal elements, we can display the double dimension array in matrix form. So for that, what to do, we know. In this inner loop you write output statement print dda ij and then leave one space, and here after this inner loop you write system.out.println to come to the next line. That means in this loop we are displaying the double dimension array in matrix form, and we are calculating the sum of the left diagonal elements in ls variable and sum of the right diagonal elements in rs variable. Now what is left? We will display the value of ls and rs with a message for displaying the left diagonal elements sum and right diagonal elements sum respectively. System.out.println sum of the left diagonal elements is plus ls and the sum of the right diagonal elements is rs. Over, close your function and close your class. Now let me compile it. One syntax error here, I have given 3 equal to symbol instead of 2 equal to symbol. Another error is there. Here I didn't press I. One more. R is missing. No more syntax error. Close it. Right click on your program. Select main function. Click on OK. So here it is asking 9 numbers. I am giving numbers 1, 4, 7 for first row, then 9, 6, 0 for second row, then 3, 5, 8 for third row. Press enter. Here it is displaying the array in matrix format. First row 1, 4, 7, second row 9, 6, 0, third row 3, 5, 8, and after that the message, the sum of the left diagonal element is 15, 1 plus 6 for 7, 7 plus 8 for 15, and the sum of the right diagonal elements is 16. So 7 plus 6 for 13, 13 plus 3 for 16. So over, let me clear this. Now we will solve the second program. What was that? Write a program to accept a square array and find the sum of the diagonal elements. Now in this last program, we have calculated the sum of left diagonal and right diagonal elements separately. But in this program, we will calculate the sum of all the diagonal elements. That doesn't mean we will add this ls and rs to get the sum of all diagonal elements. Because in last program where we have created double dimension array with 3 rows and 3 columns, for odd number of rows and columns, the middle element will come in left diagonal as well as in right diagonal. So when we will add ls with rs, middle element will come 2 times in the sum. But in case of double dimension array having even number of rows and columns, there will be no middle element which will be common for left diagonal and right diagonal. So in that case, we can add this ls and rs. So when to add ls and rs, when not to add ls and rs, that depends on even number of row and columns for double dimension array and odd number of rows and columns for double dimension array. So we will not go to this complexity. We will find out the common method which will work for even number of row columns as well as for odd number of row columns. In this program is asking to accept a square array. That means we will not take runtime input. Let me remove this, and we have to change the comment line also. Write a program to find the sum of diagonal elements. We will not write the program in main function. I am giving the name of the function as diagonal sum, and here we have to take the input array int dda, this one. For this double dimension array, we don't know how many rows and columns user will give. So first we have to check whether this double dimension array is square array or not. Otherwise we will not get diagonal elements. So to check the square array, what to write here? You declare one r variable to store the number of row present in this double dimension array. R equal to DDA dot length. So length is the attribute of a double dimension array which gives the number of row present in the double dimension array. Now after that, using if, we will check number of row which is stored in this R variable is equal to DDA 0 dot length, means the number of column. So if the number of row and number of column are same, then it is a square array. So for square array, we will go to find out the diagonal elements. So we need these two loops for row index and column index. This is row index loop, then inside that this is column index loop, and here we have to declare one sum variable, diagonal sum, and it will be initialized with 0. And in this two loop we have to display the double dimension array in this way. Now here, instead of using these two separate if conditional statement, we can write only one if statement to check these two conditions, and we will use OR. And here the last index will be R minus 1, because R is the number of row, and if this condition is true, that means R and number of column same, so R minus 1 is the last index number. Here our sum variable is ds, so ds plus equal to DDA ij. That means in this conditional statement, what we are checking, if row index is same as column index, or the sum of row index and column index gives the last index, that means using that I and j we can get the diagonal elements, and that diagonal elements we have to add to this ds variable. Then at last we have to display the ds value here. So sum of the diagonal elements is ds. Now after that, we have to close this if statement. Then we have to write one else also for this if the number of row and number of column not same, so that indicates that double dimension array is not a square array. So we will print one message informing that the array is not a square array. System.out.println the array is not a square array. Over. Now compile it. One system error, spelling mistake sys. Now no more syntax error. Close this program. Now to execute the program, we have to create one object, because I did not write the program in main function. So new my class object, right click on it, select your function. Now give here one double dimension array as parameter input. So how we initialize a double dimension array? By giving value. That way we have to supply value here. So in group we have to give value for different rows. 1, 4, 6 for first row, then for second row 2, 7, 0, then for third row 5, 8, 4. Okay, let me see the output of the program. So this is the double dimension array which we have passed to the function. First row 1, 4, 6, second row 2, 7, 0, and third row 5, 8, 4. So sum of the diagonal element is 23. So 1 plus 7 for 8, plus 4 for 12, plus 6 for 18, plus 5 for 23. Okay. So we have solved the programs. Now here is next day's homework on your screen. Solve it by Monday. And another thing, as we have learned single dimension array, now this is the time to do your next assignment work after your last assignment which you have done in class 9. In this assignment, you will write 5 single dimension array programs, including sorting and binary search program in your project file. So that's all. See you in our next class. Till then, bye. Have a nice day.